Hello? Hello, 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 hello. Hello? Hello, Felipe. How are you doing today? Let me reset myself. Boom. And as always, I just forget to do the rest of the startup stuff before the stream. I'm getting really lazy with this. One sec. Of course, I've messed up my other monitor. Go. Here we go. Boom. He's done it. Hello. What I'm going to be working on today is the rest of the UI stuff for the rewrite of the Vtuber thingy. So let's get started. This is where I'm at right now, I think. I don't remember where exactly I left off, but we will figure it out. Oh yeah, here's where I left off. Yeah, so I was doing the UI stuff again. So this is the current UI. It's a bit jank. It's a bit jank. So the idea is that instead of, just rolling my own UI, I will co-op Godot's built-in UI stuff. And it'll be pretty sick. Because I think there's a lot of programs actually do that. Like Pixelorama doesn't, but I think Material Maker just uses Godot's built-in thing. There's a sprite thingy. It like generates in-betweens for your like sprite animations, which is kind of sacrilege if you think about it, but more power to them. Yeah. Right now, there is no implementation here. So this is more or less like a complete mock-up. Let me see. Temp, we don't need temp. That's just completely ignored. Let's open this up. Oh, hello, Needle Mouse. Hello, how are you? All right. So, let me just show off again what it looks like. Check this out. So, you can select a GUI. I will need to kind of modify this, probably. Or maybe not, I'm not sure. Looks kind of neat though. You can click off, and I don't remember if it actually cleans itself up properly. It does, how sick. So if I go here, we can click here, see that a new GUI selector, so we just select the default. I probably will need some quality of life enhancements to, I don't know, just have a, use defaults or, select a GUI, whatever. So we'll need the standard UI icons, so like the little hamburger menu, I think that's what it's called. It's not really a hamburger menu since it's dots. Hamburger menu more refers to like 3 horizontal lines stacked on top of each other, whereas I don't remember what the 3 dots are called. Pretty sure I can also tear that out of Godot though and make it work here. Yeah, this is where we're at. The idea is that when you click on these, it will pop up a pop-up. It's an amazing naming scheme, I know. And then it will contain pretty much all the information that you can see here. Yeah. Something like that. And then you'll just press like escape, and then it will hide the UI, etc., etc. I'm trying out Emacs. Emacs is okay. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on Emacs besides the fact that like Emacs hurts my hands to use. Like Emacs has the how do you even control Emacs again? It's like you need to hit super N for next line, super U for previous line, aka up, something like that. Welcome back, Felipe. Welcome back. Using a version called Doom Emacs. It's Doom Emacs. Isn't... No. Hard to speak about it. I know that's... Is that the version of Emacs that has Vim bindings inside of it? Makes it more into an IDE? Okay. Is that the one that comes with Slime? Which is the plugin that you would use if you want to write Lisp programs using Emacs. Like Emacs is the preeminent editor for Lisp development. Something like that. Never tried Emacs though. I'm not just using the Godot editor. Same. Let's Doom Emacs. Yeah, it's just like a configuration thing. Yeah. I think so. It's made by Vimmer. I don't know. What's the Emacs that has Emacs Vim mode? Yeah. Vim mode. Oh, it's evil mode. Evil mode. No, I don't think, no, you're not using the... I don't think Doom Emacs has evil mode. You might have to just install that yourself. Using currently? Same answered. Yeah, I don't use Emacs. Emacs, I tried to learn it, but it's hard to unlearn all the stored knowledge from Vim. Yeah, I don't really use the Godot editor except for debug points. I prefer VS Code. VS Code, pretty sick. If only because it allows you to stack two pieces of code side by side. Although I think it should be possible, maybe, to have like just make a plugin that duplicates this middle screen here, maybe. And so you can have doubly stacked code editors inside the Godot editor. Maybe, I don't know. I've never thought about it, but now that I'm thinking about it, it should totally be possible. Let's see. It's the GUI that I need to figure out here. So this is the default GUI. It's kind of ugly. Let me see. Split container. I think if I just take out the margin, it should just be fine, right? Yeah, just take out the margin and it'll look a bit better, and then I'll just need to, yeah, okay. Take out the margin. I'll probably need to add a top bar. I like the idea of a top bar. I don't know why. Let's see. Looking for a VBox container. Wait, no. It needs to be a... It does need to be a VBox container, and then I'll put a... kind of like a custom panel container inside the top VBox container as well. So I kind of emulate the Godot thingy, almost. Let's think about it. Or let's not think about it, let's just do it. And also, I'm gonna turn on a fan. It's hot. There you go. Just had to walk like 2 steps over to the switch. The light switch, which also contains my fan. Because the ceiling fan, or the ceilings in my current place are extra high, which is unfortunate because I am kind of short. Which means I'm not actually able to reach the the kind of the little pulley chain on the fan normally. The bust out the ladder. I don't think anyone, yeah. Even if you were like 6 foot, I don't think it's possible. You would need to be at least like 6'4" or 6'5". But the chain is a normal length chain, but the ceiling height is extra tall. So what are we doing here? VBox, and then we'll just do another panel container here. Grab this. Okay, so theme overrides. No horizontal separation, but we will have a theme override for the panel. Okay. Background color. We'll grab just the Godot one. It's beautiful. Content margin, looks like it's about 10. Something like that. And then I might need to do the same thing for this bottom one in order to give it a little bit of extra space, right? So panel container, then this will contain an HBox container, which will contain the buttons and all that. That's what I'm thinking. So these are menu buttons or are these option buttons? I think these are menu buttons, right? So like text, this is a test button. Yeah, I think that's what it's using. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And this, bum bum. This needs to go all the way down. Okay. Really ugly. Really ugly for sure. I think maybe... What if I change this color to... What color am I using here? That looks horrible. Although maybe what I could do is place a color rect. No, that's a color picker. Absolutely not. Color rect that we'll use as the background. Or maybe you'll just need like a double panel container. Yeah, maybe you'll just need like a double panel container. That might be fine. Panel container. Panel container, then we'll nest you inside of that one. Theme override, custom panel. And then we will just steal this one. Is it this one or is it the other one? Is it this one? Yeah, that looks about right. Make this 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. We can make this like also 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Or hold on. Top 0. Yeah, okay. That's not so bad. Then this one will also change it to 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, look at that. That doesn't look bad at all. And then the idea is that you should just be able to toggle it on and off. Yeah. So then this will be file. Or maybe it's like system. How do other applications work? So this has file. Okay. Edits. Where do you usually have settings? So this one, no, we know that's the window decoration. Where would you put settings? 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 Does paint.net just not have settings? Oh, settings is over here on the other side. What a normal layout to use. What do you use? You have file, but I don't really have files, I guess. I more just have... I don't know. Because then like there's also a model just pop up. I really need to think more about how I'm laying this out. So that's the test button. Test button doesn't do anything, clearly. But we'll call it file. So save. There's no reason you would save a file. What would you want in the top bar? I guess like the app settings and possibly about. So or maybe it doesn't even make any sense to have a top bar. So there's like, okay, let's have an about button for sure. So about, this one will be help. I think help and about. Help. And then... What else would you have here? Just like settings, application stuff. My tax return was accepted. Oh, baby. I submitted my tax return today. I owe a bunch of money in taxes, as it turns out. Such a pain. I don't remember the last time I actually got a refund on my taxes, which is kind of a good thing, honestly, but because that means that I'm, I suppose, increasing my income every year at such a rate that it actually outpaces the amount of tax that I pay. But what else would you want here? There's like which things would you not need an additional menu for? I guess I'm really tempted to just call it menu, but that's not really descriptive, because there is like a main menu, right? So this is the main menu that contains all your stuff, and then you'll go into here. You're like, oh, okay, what the heck does menu mean? Yeah. Menu. What am I thinking of? I want a thing to be able to back out to the main menu. So the only thing that's running through my head right now is just call it menu, call it menu. Like anything that does not require... Yeah, basically the idea is anything that only requires like one button, like anything that's just like a single button press should be put into the top bar. Anything that has additional configuration should be in this sidebar. Right? So for something like this, it's like if you click on help here in Godot engine, then it's like, here are a bunch of links. Or here's the, oh, I guess about is in help. But that's fine. Or maybe this is just a bad idea by itself. Maybe it should just be like one big sidebar. Yeah, you know what? Maybe just one mega sidebar is a better idea. Right? Yeah, because I have a lot of empty space on the sidebar, so I might as well use it, because there's nothing else that's being displayed, right? Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing else being displayed, and then there's like a lot of negative space down here as well. The rest isn't really negative space, it's just like regular space, I guess. I guess if I use this format, yeah, okay. Okay, I've convinced myself we're just going with a regular sidebar. Oh, what the heck? Delete the node. It's looking a bit weird. Top, no, right. Oh, the anchors are all kinds of messed up. Full rect me. Undo all the margin stuff. Then we'll go back. Panel container. 5. So then this is now like formatted properly. But then it looks kind of weird. Because then because it's currently doubly nested. So let's just put it back to regular nesting. Yeah, then the background color needs to be changed again. Send me back to this one. Yeah, I guess that's closer. Or I don't know. Something about this doesn't feel right. I've also forgotten to turn on my tracker, so I can track my time. When did I start? Roughly like 35? 8:35? Huh. App settings. That's not really an app setting. You know what? Undo me. Bring me back. Bring me back. This is probably good. We'll roll about into help. Then we'll change this into debug. Debug. So application. All right, so the idea is that under help we'll have like the about button, which is kind of how Godot does it. We'll have community, which will try to open a link in your browser, repo, which will send you back to this repo, etc. Debug. I think debug. Yeah, debug should probably have buttons like this, I guess. So something like visibility modifiers. So if you could try to render the meshes without their textures, I guess. Could also have like a toggle for like the debug console, which I can have somewhere else. Yeah, I think I'll do that like that. I think I'll do it like that. Yeah. So then application. Items. Yeah, so we'll do it like main menu, I guess. Checkable, no. ID, yeah, nothing. So application will just be main menu, I guess. And then we'll also have like a hard quit. Just like a quit button if you want. Perhaps. Debug, we'll do like a show console. So checked. What is checkable as a checkbox? No icon just yet. And then we'll also have like so show raw mesh, maybe? Checkable as checkbox, why not? Something like that. What other debug things would you want to have? I guess what I could have is another option, maybe to, well, there's already show console, right? There's already show console, but I actually, you wouldn't want to have show console here, right? Yeah, we'll just have show raw mesh for now, and then I'll add anything else I need. Maybe an application I can have a selector, which is like change GUI or modify GUI. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Help will have, it's like about, we'll have I don't know, repository. Well, we'll call it GitHub. Why not? Because it is on GitHub. How do you spell GitHub? Is the H capitalized? It is capitalized. GitHub. GitHub, and then we'll call this one Discord. No donate button, because I'm not desperate for money. Not yet, anyways. All right, so boom, you'll have about GitHub, Discord, show raw mesh, Probably not quit. I don't know why you would want to have quit, but you have it as a choice. What does separator do? What does separator do? Ooh, that's not what I thought it did. Okay. How do you reorder these? Hey. Ooh. Ooh. How does this work? Separator. Have nothing here, and then we'll do quit. Is this how this works? This feels kind of clunky. Doesn't really feel correct. Okay, yeah. I guess separator is just like a line that goes through it, and then it automatically also like disables it, maybe. I guess that makes sense. So it's not enabled. So if you don't enable it, does it just not show up then? Okay. So debug show raw mesh. Here we'll have help about GitHub Discord. Okay. Then here, this is like documentation. What is I guess report. I could have a report a bug. It'll just send you to the GitHub issues. Something like that. I'll think of other debug stuff in the meantime. Here we can have console, maybe. We don't need about, so we can change this to just be like console. So all of these will pop up new windows. Any of these buttons should not pop up new windows. They should just send you somewhere else. So it's just like a hidden list of items. Don't run the VRM runner. So there's main menu, that's easy. This raw mesh, these will send you somewhere else. I guess about. Oh, you know what? App settings should probably be in here as well. Yeah, actually, yeah. App settings should be in. App settings should be in application. Actually, and also console, because console should be available across everything as well. So items. How do you rearrange these things? Is that not possible to do from here? Okay. Let's just delete everything, I guess. So there's main menu, settings. Well, no. Yes, settings, console, separator with nothing inside of it, and then, oh no, just like a direct quit, I guess. Right. So main menu doesn't do anything. Settings should pop up a window. So these are all kind of application or runner agnostic thingies. Look at that. And then these are all kind of like pertinent whatever. Yeah, okay. I like that. So for here, isn't it for option buttons or menu buttons that you can do these programmatically as well? Menu button. Get pop-up, set disable shortcuts. Oh, get pop-up, add item, my item name. Okay. Add item. Pop-up menu, add item. Okay. I think that's probably what I want. I don't want to have like add submenu item because I think that's what this is, which I don't think that's what I want. No check item, add item. Add separator, ID. Are the IDs automatically set? Yeah. Guess that's okay. Guess that's okay. Yeah, and then I think I can... Something else that I can do is break this out into its own thing. So this is just a menu bar. So it's reusable across multiple things. So we'll call this menu bar. We will save the scene as a branch, or say branch as scene. So menu bar, go to... I think I need to reconsider the amount of folders in the project. I guess it's better than other things you could have. Yeah, here's menu bar. Send it. There's you menu bar. So if I do all of these, full rectangle, it doesn't matter. It just means that it'll try to expand as... That's not what she wants. Maybe don't expand. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Don't expand vertical, just try to expand horizontal, because that's what it's supposed to do. We'll add a script to it. And then this can be one of the reusable tools that everyone has access to. So you can choose to use it, you can choose not to use it, you know. So menu bar. So I'm ready, bar. Application as menu. Debug. Yeah. It's kind of weird how Godot works, where you have to, like, it's not able to figure out what it's supposed to be, so you actually have to cast it like this. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Menu button. Yeah, there we go. So if I did not have this cast, it would not know what type it is, which is very annoying. All right, and then what did I set as these things? It was, yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this like programmatically instead of doing it via the editor, because I think doing it via the editor is kind of a pain. So we'll do add, or so region, application, set up. Pop up. Get pop up. What is your problem? Does it not have a... it does though. All right. This is a pop-up menu. Pop-up. Add item. So what is it called? It's called main menu, I guess. Are these they are all capitalized, but I'm not sure if that's correct or not. Because that kind of implies that they're titles. I guess they are titles. All right, get ready. These are all now titles. How does Google Chrome do it? No, Google Chrome does not have these as titles. You know what? We'll follow how Chrome does it. How does Mac OS do it? Mac OS has these as, does it as titles. How does Windows do it? Are these titles? Well, of course these are titles, but then what are, oh no. My mouse double clicked. There's my face though. No, see, Windows, well, these are titles. Then these don't have anything on them. power. Don't press power. I don't remember if it's single click or not. I'm pretty sure it's not, but you never know. How does OBS do it? Are these titles? Okay, OBS does them as titles as well. All right. I guess Google Chrome is the weird one. So pop up. What did you have? So it's main menu, settings, or settings, console. All right. Pop up, add separator, no label. So that was settings. This one should be, what was it, console? Where it's like, there's like a log and then also a, possibly a console. Yeah, so we'll call this logs. Yeah, logs, and then we can also have a, like a console. So this is more of like debug stuff. Or maybe I should just put this into debug. Yeah, pop up, add separator. Pop up, add item, quit. Then how does this way? An ID can optionally be provided as well as an accelerator. If no ID is provided, one will be created from the index. If no accelerator is provided, then the default 0 will be assigned to it. What the heck is an accelerator? Accelerators are special combinations of keys that activate the item no matter which control is focused. Interesting. Pretty sure I don't need that. I guess we'll just manually assign them like that. Manually assign them, okay. Then pop up is equal to debug, get pop up. So we'll just reuse the variable, how nice. End region. Okay, so pop up, add item. So what do I currently have here? It's just show raw mesh, which is a check button. Okay. Add check item. Label show raw mesh. Pop up, add separator. Pop up, add item. So like debug console. Yeah, I guess like debug console, and then I can just implement a debug console at some point. So you could just poke things. You could poke things in the application if you wanted to. It'd be kind of weird, but you know. All right. Show raw mesh, and then this one is about GitHub and Discord. Pop up application, get pop up. Let me see. So pop up as item. We'll do, oh no, did I already delete these? No, about GitHub and Discord. So this is, well, I guess we'll have like in-app help. So 0. About add separator. Add item. So then there was also GitHub. And then Discord. Okay, cool. And then we'll just need to connect to every single one of these pop-up menu items. Oh, good. So ID pressed. Okay. Emitted when an item of some ID is pressed or its accelerator is activated. Okay. I think I can... Yeah. I can almost certainly do something fancy here. All right, so keep this open, or keep this open. We'll go down here. Pop up item pressed. So we'll have an ID. This will be some sort of integer. And then also we'll pass along the like button name, button group, we'll call it group, which should be an integer. Yeah, and then here we will define an enum, which is like button group. So none, 0. And there's application, debug, help. There we go. Then all of this stuff, yeah. And then everything needs to be hooked up. Oh, good. Everything needs to be hooked up. Actually, no. Everything doesn't need to be hooked up. So what I can do is application. Yeah, all I need to do is connect it like this and then associate them by ID. Yeah. And then I don't even need to associate them by ID. Right? Because I can use an enum to do this stuff, right? So ID pressed. ID, what is it called? ID pressed? ID pressed. Self. What is it? On pop-up item pressed. Look at that. So button group application. Debug. Do all of this. Debug. And then I think I typed in application here by accident. This should be help. Help. Connect. Help. Beautiful. And then we'll have more enums. So this will be application options or buttons. Yeah, we'll just call it buttons. Why not? So we'll do none. So basically, I like doing this. So we always have a none enum. So that should be invalid, basically. So if we ever get none, that means that something was not configured properly. Yeah. And everything else will be just kind of offset by 1. Logs, quit. Yeah, and then we just won't worry about the separator, I guess. So enum debug buttons. Non-zero. Show raw mesh and debug console. This is help buttons. None. Then in-app help. In-app help. About GitHub and Discord, which are just going to be links to the associated stuff. Oh, and then also licenses. Yeah, licenses, which will be the last one. Yeah. Pop up, add separator. Add item. Licenses, and then this will be help buttons, licenses. We'll change all of these to be the appropriate thing. Help buttons, Discord. Help buttons, GitHub. Help buttons, a boot, and then help buttons in app help. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me. Application buttons, main menu, settings, and logs. Did I do quit? Yeah, I did do quit. Okay. This one is debug buttons, show raw mesh, and debug console, I suppose. Yeah, and then we can match based off of the button group, which is the group here, and then we'll just have separate handler functions down below, which will do a thing. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So function handle application button. So it's going to be based off of the ID, which is an integer. Handle debug button. Handle help button. Yeah, there we go. So on pop-up item pressed will match against the group. So match group button group. Oh, this is not what I should be calling it. Button group is a built-in class name. Whoops. So give me change all occurrences. I guess button type. Button grouping. Yeah, button grouping. That feels a bit better. Still not my favorite thing in the world, but you know. Button grouping. Application. Handle application button. ID. I suppose I could use a mega handler, but I think it's a bit cleaner when you split it up like this. Handle help button. Yeah, there we go. So match D. So application buttons. I don't really like that. Change all occurrences. Handle app button. Ooh. Get out of here. Handle app button. Change this. Change all occurrences app buttons. Still have an error, which is this one here. Okay, and let's change this. This is now app. App. This is app. App. Okay. Go app. Okay. Handle app button. This one needs to be app butons. So there's main menu. This one's pretty easy. I think we'll just send you back to the landing screen. So how did I do this? Landing screen. I think we can just send it like that. Why did I need to run the runners like this? Oh, it's because runners are not necessarily scenes, and also they're not necessarily known by the application at runtime. Yeah, okay. But the landing screen will 100% be known. So we'll do landing screen is preload this thing. All right. Actually, this doesn't even need to be preloaded. This just needs to be a path, right? Landing screen path. That's not how you do it. Landing screen. Yeah, there we go. So when we click on main menu, we'll hit it with a get tree, change scene, path. I guess it's a bit slower than using change scene 2 and then passing in a pack scene, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Why is this so slow? Is it because of the GIF? It's just killing everything? Would not be surprised, to be honest. Handle debug button. Well, no, we still need to do the rest of this stuff. So app buttons. So settings, that will still pop up a pop-up menu, but it's like not related to anything that's on screen. I think that's the distinction I'll make, is that anything that can affect the model, should be, here in the sidebar. Anything that's more like application focused should be in the top bar. I think that makes sense to me. I guess the debug stuff isn't really isn't really like super relevant, but I think that's fine. Tree quits. Okay. Well, we can always just give this a really quick test run. Default runner, give me the GUI. We can click on app. Look at that. Then main menu. It's pretty good. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Non-existent signal ID pressed. Ooh. Oh, that's the menu button. Do I need to connect it on the pop-up? So this is the pop-up menu. Is this associated with a menu button? Oh, this doesn't even Oh, this has a signal called about the show, but this is the wrong thing to connect to. Okay, so let's... Pop up, yeah. All right, there we go. Send me. Boom, boom. No errors. That's pretty good. Main menu. Then we just yeet it. Yeah. I don't think VRM Runner uses the default GUI. Oh, actually, I think we can load in the VRM stuff with the default GUI. Yeah. So if there are no other GUIs, then we'll just load in the default GUI. Otherwise, we'll give you a choice to use an alternative GUI, I guess. You might be thinking that sounds like overkill, and you would be correct, but I like the idea of that. Invalid get index help. Eh? Oh, whoops. Button grouping. This one didn't change. That's weird. Default runner, default GUI. So none of this should be handled. This one's also not toggleable. It's a bit weird. We can hit it with a quit. Add check item. What else can you do with a pop-up menu? So pop-up menu. Add item, add check item. Allow search. What is allow search? Allows navigating the pop-up menu with letter keys? How does that work? Set item checkable. Okay, set item as checkable. That's what we want. Okay, so there's only one thing here, which is pop-up. Set item as checkable, which is based off of the index. So debug buttons, show raw mesh, true. That's pretty much it, yeah. I think I can run it from here. Yeah, look at that. Finally got it set up to use external stuff. Show raw mesh does not appear to be checkable, unfortunately. Set item as checkable. Sets the item at index. Sets whether the item at index has a checkbox. If false, sets the type of the item to plain text. Oh, it displays a check mark but does not have any built-in checking behavior and must be toggled or checked, unchecked manually. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. And by interesting, I mean kind of weird, but you know. ID, so debug buttons, show raw mesh. Then this one should be get pop-up. Set item as check. Set item checked. Debug buttons. Show raw mesh. True. Oh no. Okay. Var pop-up, which is a pop-up menu because we're trying to cache it. Debug get pop-up. Then we'll do pop-up, set item checked, and then this needs to be not pop-up is item checked. That's kind of gross. Debug buttons, debug console, pass. All right, so these should map back to like just random pop-ups. So how does landing screen work? So GUI selection pop-up, and then it just adds it as a child as a thing, so it displays over it. I don't think that's what I want to do in the GUI stuff. Yeah, it's probably not what I want to do for the GUI stuff. And I don't understand why my little bot controller that sends notifications is like so aggressive, if you will. I need to rewrite my Discord and or Twitch bot at some point. So that was in-app help. I think that's a lot of these things are just gonna be like, there's gonna be a million pop-ups, I think. Or a million pop-up types. So you'll have like the console, which will be a pop-up. And then because they'll be contained inside their own pop-ups, I think it's I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair. They can just be whatever you want them to be. To do toggle textures somehow. Okay, so in-app help. What other things were there? There was about let's see, GitHub. Discord. I want to say that these are pretty easy. So help buttons, licenses. I think licenses should also be pretty easy. I believe that should be the same logic as this licenses pop-up actually. But isn't there a way to do like open, like shell open? Request the OS to open a resource with the most appropriate program. Okay, so OS shell open. Implemented on Android, iOS, HTML5, Linux, macOS, and Windows. Yeah, no BSD, rip. All right, let's give this a try. So this should be OS shell open, this thing. Maybe this should be something that is configured somewhere else, but for now, so this is GitHub repo. Okay, so this is OSFGD GitHub repo. It's not really a global constants, although it might be nice to slap this into the global constants. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. What is your problem? Already exists in this class. Landing screen pad. Oh, okay. It's already here. Look at that. So then here, this should be global constants. Global constants. Landing screen path. This one will be global constants. OSFGD GitHub repo. Let's peep the Discord. Yeah, accept the invite. It's not really what we're looking for, but it's pretty close. Oh, why is it always like lag when it's looking at the GIF? Is it because the GIF is just bad? Is that how that works? Okay, hold on. Pass. Hit me with the pass. Const. UN Discord invite. OS. Or I guess we'll just call this like the Discord invite, right? So it should be pretty easy to update, and then it's also not linked directly back to me. We'll call this project GitHub repo. Project GitHub repo. So it's a bit more generic as well. OS shell open. Global constants, Discord invite. Yeah, that's not bad. We'll give it another try just in case. Default runner. I keep using the default runner because it's just, it's the fastest one to load in. So we can do, nothing seemed to happen. Not sure if that's correct or not. Run me here. Boom, boom. Oh, I have a few too many things as well. Yeah, okay, hold on. I think I know it. It's because of this. I forgot to clear these items. Yeah, okay. Alright, so default runner, give me the default GUI. I need to mess with that as well because it needs to default to the default GUI if there are no other GUI plugins available. GitHub. Alright, cool. That's neat. And then you can do Discord. And then it's an invite, I guess. Actually. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. How does like Godot make it work? Oh, I guess Godot just like sends you to the community. Okay, and then when you go to Discord, how does that work? Oh, it's just an invite as well. Okay, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. What is your problem? Set as checkable. Set item as checkable. Ooh. Can I do like set ID as checkable? Set ID as checkable. Set item. Oh, that is weird. You have to do it by item. But the IDs are not related to the item. That is weird. Okay. But actually, I don't think I need to do that at all anyways. Now here, this might be kind of weird. Yes, sets the check state of the item at index, but these are not actually the indexes, these are the IDs. Does this return the index? No, it does not. That is tough, man. That is tough. Because it kind of requires you to hard code it, doesn't it? Or I suppose what I could do is basically generate a mapping between all of these. So I can set a thingy. I can set a thingy. That's tough. That's tough. Okay, let me think. Is there a way to... All right, get item index. Okay, so I can use get item index. So index, get item index, debug buttons, show raw mesh. That's your index, and then set item checked, and then we want to do it based off of this index. And then this one as well needs to be based off of the index, not the actual ID, because ID and index are two different things. Ugh. It makes sense. It's just a bit weird. Alright, send me. So default runner, default GUI. So that should toggle, oh baby. Debug console doesn't do anything. GitHub will just send you to GitHub. This will send you back to the main menu. And I don't think we are losing anything. Or I don't think we're leaking any memory. Perhaps, I don't know, maybe. So when we do this, go here, when we close it, we don't get any errors, right? Yeah. Yeah. Man, it is hot in here. What's the temperature? Or is it, oh, it's because it's going to rain. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, let's do the pop-ups now. So everything is basically going to be a pop-up. I don't think anything uses base element. Yeah. But I think I'm just gonna drop everything into the GUI folder anyways. Or possibly even, like, I can drop it into just the screens folder. But it's nice to be able to group things, I guess. It's nice to be able to group things. I don't think I need base element though. Let's see. We'll do a window pop-up dialog. Window dialog. So then this will just have nothing in it. Full rect, and then we'll just let it pop itself up. What is an exclusive pop-up? If true, the pop-up will not be hidden when a click event occurs outside of it or when it receives the UI cancel action event. Enabling this property doesn't affect the close or cancel button's behavior. In dialogues that inherit from this class as a workaround, you can use window dialog get close button, or get cancel, or hide the buttons in question by setting their canvas item visible property to false. All right, so we'll make it exclusive, and then we'll just have to. Yeah. Okay. So this will do. We'll base pop up. Yeah, and then we can start constructing all of the good stuff based off of that. Yeah. So base pop up. Bring me the screens GUI. Give me a star for here. So base pop up. Yeah. Base pop up. So we'll call this like, what items do I have? So there's the main menu, settings. No, settings, yeah, settings. Or actually, close me. Close me again. Menu bar. How would you, I guess we'll just call everything a pop-up, right? So then there's the, I guess we'll just do it like this. So this will be base pop-up, inherits from base pop-up, and then this is settings pop-up. Settings, then we'll need to construct it from here. settings, pop up. I think that's fine. Yeah, and because then there's only so many different pop-ups you can possibly have, right? Because then you'll have all the pop-ups that are in the top menu bar, and then all of these are just their own pop-ups as well. So there's only going to be 5 plus 5 plus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there's only 9 different scenes that we need for pop-ups. That's not so bad. It could be a lot worse. Alright, so settings pop up. Yeah, what we can do is var pop up is equal to, yeah, and then this is some sort of pop up, right? Make it easy. Or no, we can just do one of these. So settings pop up instance, right? And then hit it with an add child pop up, pop up, pop up. Oh yeah, and then what we hold on. Hold on. I guess I can, because I would want all the pop-ups to pop up in the roughly the same way, right? Yeah, I guess I would want all the pop-ups to pop up in almost the same way. So we'll do func create pop-up. So then this is going to be some sort of pop-up resource, which is a packed scene. Oh, and then this must be some sort of pop-up, I guess, is equal to pop-up resource instance add child pop-up 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 probably just centered ratio, and we'll just use whatever the built-in one is. So this simplifies things a lot. So this is settings pop-up. Yeah, look at that. That doesn't look so bad. That doesn't look so bad. This one will also inherit from base pop-up. I guess what else would you need? Not too much. Oh, hello, Mochi, Mighty Mochi Games. How are you? I saw a few of your Reddit posts, or maybe just the one fancy Reddit post. No, you had 2 Reddit posts. Big fan of what you've been doing. You did the one kind of waiting screen that I kind of. It's like you did a fancier version of this, a way fancier version of this in Godot. And then it was also like the shader stuff. As you can tell, I totally stalk you in my off time. I hope you find this endearing. Logs pop up. Yeah, what I'm doing right now is I am rewriting pretty much this entire application. It's almost completely done. The only thing that needs to be completed now is the GUI, which is, I guess, the hardest part. It's the most intensive part because most of the code can be taken or can be reused, but the GUI code cannot be reused because it's not very good. It's awesome. I like that there's a community. Yeah. I also like the community. It's also nice to get a bit of visibility on projects and all that. Is the duck head moving in relation to a webcam? Yes, it is. Check this out. So if I go to... Well, we'll load in a model that isn't as, I guess, lewd. So I guess this is more accurate, I suppose. Look at that. It's not really capturing my eyes though. Or maybe I need to just mess with the sensitivity. Or you know what? It's probably because my webcam is slightly tilted up. Because I had to wiggle with it. Yeah, oh, super cool. Yeah, and you know what? If you are interested, check it out. Everything is free and open source, etc. Is this something you're putting out into the world? Yeah, it's already out into the world. It's been out for a little bit. It's more or less consumed my life for the... Maybe not the past year, but it's been in the works, shall we say. It's kind of completely spiraled out of control. Like, I did not foresee the project going on for this long, but here we are. Answered almost before I asked. Yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of weird because whenever I talk to people about it, they're like, oh, so like you are like just extending it, right? I'm saying, no, I wrote it. I wrote the thing. I might not look like I get a lot of things done, but I did write the entire application on stream. It's just that I always forget how it works. I constantly forget how things work, which is maybe not the most glowing review of my own skills. But, you know. Linux only? Yeah, there is Linux support, which is cool, I guess. Linux support, as it turns out, is very tough. It's also one of the only VTuber programs that has like good Windows and Linux support. Well, I say good, but at least it runs on both OSs. And in theory, it also runs on Mac OS. I haven't tried though, because I only have an M1 Mac, Apple Silicon Mac. I don't have one of the old Intel Macs. And of course, if you want to use the face tracker, you have to use... it has to be, you know, on x86, right? ARM chips will not work unless I recompile some of the machine learning backend stuff, which I am not gonna do. I mean, I could, but I don't. It's very low on my list of priorities. Let's see. This is debug console pop up. Yeah, it should work. It should work. Out of the box, at least if you're running on Windows. Whether or not it runs out of the box on Linux, it's hard to say. It depends on how custom your Linux install is. Like, I always forget how much people like to tweak just random things on their OS, which makes it really hard for me. Like, I guess some people just remap their home directory to something else, which is kind of weird. Or AKA something that you really should not do, but people do it anyways. All right. Anyways, we can run it here. Check this out. This still needs to be refactored. So the idea here is that there are multiple types of runners that you can have. And then also the extension should list here. So all the registered extensions, because the entire program is plugin based, except for like the landing screen, the default GUI, and then the ability to create save files. Yeah, so, and I guess the default runner is built in. The VRM runner here is actually loaded in at runtime. And so all the resources associated with it, well, everything that is in the GUI is hot loaded, including like the model loading behavior. Whenever I get the tracker running again, the tracker is also loaded in at runtime. So that's the idea. All right, debug console is kind of jacked up, but okay. So this is it. Looks all right. Looks all right. Oh, you know what? Once I implement the ability to hide the GUI, I think it should just work, right? So because then you can, yeah, here's your settings. Oh, then it eats your input for the rest of the stuff. That's interesting. How do you what, that's interesting. Is this designed to be standalone or something for Godot devs to use in a project? So, which part? Which part? The entire application as a whole, or like the face tracking part, or like the what? Which part? I have received an idea that like you could, I could build in like a thing to, like this could be used for like a really, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. This could be used for mocap, yeah, for like really low budget mocap. So if that's what you're talking about, that's not what it's designed to do, but I do just have the raw data. So all the raw data comes in via, once again, another plugin, or I call them extensions. So all the data just comes in like this. It's absolutely terrifying. And so I could just write that all to a file or stream it into a file, and then you could map it back to like a 3D character. Or if you have a 3D character that's already rigged and modeled, you could load it into this program, mocap something, and then, you know, do your stuff. I thought maybe it was a program that loaded up a virtual character that tracks your camera. That tracks from your camera? Well, I mean, that is what it's for. So it's mostly used for, well, the initial intent was for this to be used for VTuber stuff. So a VTuber is like I guess a YouTuber. So it's kind of what I'm doing right now. So instead of having a real face cam, because I guess it should be hopefully pretty obvious that I am not an anime girl. If you didn't realize that, then surprise. I'm a real human being. It is still using a green screen though, I guess. But yeah, it's supposed to be used in as like a replacement for a face cam. Mostly because like I'm not scared about showing my face. I mean, there's my face right there. My real name is just in my Twitch profile. So if you wanted to know what I look like, not hard, but I think me as a person, sometimes I just don't like to shave, but I don't look very good with peach fuzz. So, you know, this is a bit more convenient for me. I also do not have the ability to grow out my facial hair. I mean, I do, but like most people aren't really into a Fu Manchu. So like I can probably grow out a pretty sick goatee, but I would still need to shave my top lip. The VTuber is, but is it something you have to build in Godot, or are you releasing it as an exe? So it is already released as an exe. So there are GitHub releases if you want to try it out for yourself. So all you got to do is grab the Windows zip. I mean, are you talking about, so the releases are right here, by the way. Are you talking about rigging a character? So to create something like this, the duck is just a really basic Blender model. I think it has less than 100 polys in it, and then it just has like a really basic bone rig. So it will just look for anything that's called head somewhere. Yeah, head bone, and then these are all the bones, and you can kind of wiggle them around if you want. So this is not a VRM model, but if you have a specialized model, so this is a VRM model, or like this is a VRM model that you can use, you can create in almost any application, wiggle it, but not any application, but there's a Vroid Studio, free on Steam, etc. So Vroid Studio, yeah, there we go. You can go here. This is free on Steam. This is what most people who don't, if you don't pay for someone to create like a super custom model for you, most people use Vroid Studio instead. So you might have seen characters that look a lot like this or this. I think this is also a Vroid Studio model. I think I've heard of it. Yeah, Vroid Studio. It's pretty sick. I think it's also an Electron app, which is why it's kind of slow. Oh, cool. They added more stuff as well. Yeah. And then you can edit the textures, which is why, like, if you kind of look at this model, the tank top is just kind of drawn onto her skin. My favorite part. But so if you want a fancy model, a fancy humanoid model like this, and I think it also comes with the blend shapes pre set. Yeah, it's a little jank depending on how you do the meshes for like your mouth and stuff. Oh god, yeah, some of these are kind of weird. Oh god, I hate this. I forgot how weird the the blend shapes are for this model. Yeah, I did not make this. I think this is a free one. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we can be pouty. Really disliking how the mouth looks now. Bring me back. Yeah. So definitely looks like a lot of work. Yep. I think I started this last January, and then I've been just working on it on and off, along with all the other random bits of code I've been working on. So the original idea was to actually rewrite the entire UI using, where to go? This one, GDML. So this is also free and open source. It's more or less complete, but it's missing a few features. And it's going to take me a long while to implement it again. But basically, what it allows you to do is create UIs at runtime, and then it will also, this is almost a GDML. So it's HTML style UI layouts that just gets created at runtime. So then your HTML layout or your node, your scene tree layout will be laid out like this. And then it's JavaScript style as well. So all your scripts are hoisted, and then they can be assigned at runtime or callbacks assigned at runtime. So something that I was pretty proud of is this part right here. So this is very Angular style. So button pressed, say hello. Say hello is defined here on this script here. Something like that, but it's going to take a little bit, which is why I'm just hard coding most of the UI right now as pop-ups. But the benefit to doing that via like GDML stuff is that it is user editable. So you don't need to re-export the entire application if you want to build in new logic. So it's really more for like modding, I guess, if you want to have a different layout or you want more control over the application, but you don't want to use my own custom build-a-Godot, because I do use a custom build that adds in support for like GPU texture forwarding, which isn't in this build and is not yet in the rewritten build either, but we're getting there. I think it's available under Spout GD. Yeah, Spout GD. I wrote this as well. Don't show that. Yeah, Spout GD, which allows you to share a texture with another program. It's pretty sick. Just play a game on the side. So the benefit of GPU texture sharing is that you can mess with the UI, but then in your capture, it will not show up because I've split the textures into two render textures, right? So the UI just will display separately. So it's not captured by OBS or whatever, which some people prefer. Yeah, there's a lot of tooling that I've written in the meantime. Although I should say that it's been impacting the amount of games I've written as well. think I need to replace my mouse. In-app help pop up. So this will be mostly documentation related. In-app help. In-app help pop up. So we'll grab this. Lots of work. Oh yeah, it's lots of work. But it's nice, I guess, right? Because like at work, I'm technically a programmer, but like not really. Like I don't actually do as much programming as I probably should be doing. So, you know, doing this kind of stuff helps me keep my skills up, which is good. I guess it could also be seen as like almost a flex. Like I mostly at work just talk to people. Talk to people, explain stuff, send very passive-aggressive emails, you know. The whole kid and caboodle. Do people still say that? The old the old kid and caboodle? Or is that like a southern thing? Passive-aggressive emails, yeah. It's what I'm best at, honestly. Hello, Dash. I was showing off the fact that the duck isn't actually just randomly moving. Yeah. I think this one makes me feel not as weird. Because this one is actually somewhat fancy as well. How are you, Dash? Let me see. Yeah, something else that I've done, by the way, like that, there's a ton of libraries. I'm just gonna go through all the libraries I've written. So there's OBS WebSocket, that's not important. Verbal expressions is going to be used in several parts, so it's just regex, but like it's more readable regex. So I mean that's pretty much it, right? There is a GD native runtime loader. Something else that's pretty sick, which is actually somewhat implemented in this application. So because everything needs to be designed as a plugin and thus loaded at runtime, I figured out how to generate all the GD native bindings that you would need at runtime. And I think it's actually easier to use than the editor version. In my opinion, because the editor version, it requires you to do like all kinds of like mouse clicks and stuff, whereas this one just requires you to do just one INI file, right? So there's your config INI. Oh, I'm not showing it. Vertical screen. Yeah. Get it off the screen. Yeah. So this is how you would do it here. It's a lot simpler, and then the only stipulation is that you need to use the runtime loader in order to call your stuff. What was that? I may or may not have been reading a manga before this, and I'm still... I don't want to lose where I am because I don't remember. I was reading Overlord. Mostly because I read a lot faster than I can watch things, I guess. Yeah, Java runtime environment. Java runtime environment is indeed a thing. It's not very useful in most circumstances. Oh, look, it's this. Let's close this. That's my Discord. I have a Discord, by the way, if you would like to join. I get told sometimes that I really should like shout out my other stuff, so we'll just shout it out anyways. There we go. I also wrote the bot. Look at that. FP bot, friendly potato bots. Written in Golang. It's pretty jank. I need to rewrite it because it doesn't really store state correctly. But, you know. So it goes sometimes. So it goes. Such is life. Alright, licenses. So, okay. We need the about. Pop up. Sick duck. Looking pretty squashed. About. So this is the about pop-up. Give that a save, and then we'll go back to this one. We can make it resizable, make all of these resizable. Hopefully that doesn't bork everything. But if someone made an extension that replaces all anime images with Breaking Bad, is Breaking Bad like making a comeback? It's weird. I've actually seen a lot of Breaking Bad references recently, even though like there's no new Breaking Bad media, right? Like the latest thing was Better Call Saul. Like I'm currently watching through Better Call Saul, and let me tell you, it's pretty good, I think. It takes a while, but then like the latest few episodes that I watched were like, ooh. Maybe because of the next season of Better Call Saul coming out. Oh, okay. There's a next season? I think I just got to the... I'm at the point where... I'm at the point where... also, spoilers, I suppose. They're up to season 6? Oh man, I'm like super behind, I guess. I think I'm only in the first season, maybe. I'm actually not sure where I'm at. I just leave it on in the background, and then sometimes I watch. It's like the part after the old bald guy is the protection for that one nerdy dude, and then they're doing the investigation. Is that still season 1? The unfunny part of anime memes are getting replaced with Breaking Bad? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. I did not know that. The more you know. The more you know. Base pop-up. So this needs to be... What is the last one? Licenses. So the licenses pop-up. Licenses pop-up. I feel like this is not what I should be doing. What I should be doing is just creating the UI, maybe? Yeah, this doesn't feel correct. Like what I can do is construct, yeah, so I just have like a abstract pop-up, and then I kind of construct the rest of the pop-up using basic control elements instead of like creating all these other pop-ups. Because everything is going to be a pop-up. Everything is a pop-up already. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like this. I think I'm going to change it. Because anime memes are not funny. I think some anime memes are good. Some anime memes are good. I think most of them are really tired, though. Like something I'm glad I've stopped seeing recently are the Konosuba memes. Not a huge fan of that. Something that still gets me every time, though, the RAM memes. Big fan of that. Big fan of RAM memes. Just download more RAM, etc., etc. Okay. I think this is not what I want. So if I go into, not base element, base pop-up. So how do you... What you would do is have an inner panel container, maybe? Panel container. Have this do the layout thing, I suppose. The best pineapple? Pizza time? Pineapple on pizza? Not so bad. No, you aren't into animation, but Animation Paper 6 is released and has a Linux version out. What is Animation Paper? I'm assuming that has something to do with animation. Please no nudity. Okay. This looks like, is this like Western style animation? What was the Studio Ghibli one? Is this it? I don't know. I don't know too much about that. What do you think about Cutefish OS? What is Cutefish OS? Is it just another Linux spin? Oh, it's a desktop environment? Or no, it's an Ubuntu thingy with a... Oh, is this Chinese? This might be Chinese. something something 中文. I don't remember how to read this. I don't know. It's just a desktop environment, right? Yeah. Linux is more secure than other operating systems. That's false. It has developers from all over the world to review its code and ensure that no bugs or backdoors. Also false. No, this is false advertising. I would not use it. I would absolutely not use this. It is lying to you. It is absolutely lying to you. This part is true. It is based on the open source Linux kernel. It does not specify which one it's based off, which version, or if it's based on an LTS kernel, if it's based off of an optimized one for like runtime speed. This is false. It's not more secure than other operating systems. It has less things that are targeted at it, I suppose, in terms of an end user. As long as you're not running a server, you should probably be fine. It has developers from all over the world to review its code. That's true. Ensure there are no bugs and backdoors. I could say the same thing about my piece of software. I review my own software to make sure there are no bugs or backdoors, but it's something that has served me fairly poorly thus far. Animation Paper is a software that's supposed to be a way to make animation feel old school, like it was on paper. Can't you just do that with regular animation stuff as well? Or is there a difference? Oh, you know what? Okay, give me a save. I think I need to do this. So we go to GUI, new script, base pop up. So this is going to be a window dialog. So we can do this as just like a script. Let me get rid of all of these. Yeah. It's like deepen is Chinese. Is it a privacy risk? Probably. Yeah. I think like it's okay to use. Well, I think it being Chinese doesn't inherently make it a privacy risk. Depending on who's backing it, of course. But I don't agree with anything that just lies to you. So this is false. This is not necessarily false, but is misleading. And then this is also somewhat misleading as well, since it doesn't tell you what it is. I guess if it's going for like user ease of use, I suppose. Like most users don't care about the kernel version that they're using. Being open source does make it safe, sadly. Yeah. Being open source just means that people can look at it. And then I think people get tricked by the open source nature and be like, okay, like surely it must be safe because everyone else has looked at it, right? And then you run into the problem where everyone thinks that, right? Everyone's like, okay, I don't need to think about it because everyone else has already handled it for me, right? That's not true. Like I think if you've ever tried to read kernel code, it's hard. It's very tough. Like it's like you can specialize in that, right? It's a specialist field. Like some people specialize in like microkernels, monolithic kernels. So the Linux kernel is monolithic, and then you can specialize in specifically the Linux kernel. What do you think about Maui shell? It's a thing, yeah. I don't know. I have no opinions on that. Is Maui GPU accelerated? I think GPU accelerated shells are kind of cool. But is Maui GPU accelerated? Maui shell? I think if you wanted something cool, you should try NixOS. Yeah. Oh, it's supposed to be a convergent shell. That's neat, I guess. I don't really care. I think there's something that there should be said about like my experience in terms of like software development right? When we're talking Linux, when I think Linux, I think shell, right? Like, this is usually what I'm looking at when I'm running Linux. I don't usually use a desktop environment. I only use a desktop environment to, like, write code. Then you run code through an SSH connection, and then you just... Sometimes you need to SSH in to make sure that everything works before you deploy it to a bunch of other systems. But otherwise, it doesn't matter to me. They're all the same. For the most part, right? Because all the distributions, like the one that you linked, I've already forgotten, Cutefish OS, is based off Ubuntu, along with like everything else. Everything is based off Ubuntu, or everything is based on Debian. Debian, RHEL, which is Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't know about it, even though the entire, like, at least like most of the US banking system runs on it. Along with mainframes and all that. Then there's Arch. There's SUSE, or SUSE. I think it's called SUSE. But if you want to sound cultured, you'll say SUSE. But I think it's French, so you call it SUSE. About debug console. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of all these pop-ups. I've figured out a better solution to doing this. So we'll just construct the pop-ups like this. So this will be called Linux from mobile. So I've got a proposition for you. You could just buy a Linux from mobile phone already, or a phone that already has Linux from mobile. It's called Android. Is not really is not really what people associate with Linux, but I mean, I do just have a shell, right? If you are running, if you have an Android phone, you can just download Termux or something, and then you can, you know, echo. I'm just doing this on my phone. Shell. What is my shell? It's bin bash. Yeah, bash. Microsoft Windows XP POS ready. Yeah, I wouldn't use Windows as a point of sale OS, but lots of people do. If only because, you know, people just know Windows. But Windows requires a license for every single install unless you have a lucrative corporate contract. But then you're usually just buying a bunch of Linux licenses in bulk anyways. Are already Linux-based phones on Android, but KDE on phone. Yeah. You can do like post-market OS or whatnot. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Darwin OS, Mac OS, but open source. And then there's Haiku, which is supposed to be Windows compatible. Well, I think Haiku is supposed to be that, or is that based off of BOS? There's BSD, which is kind of based off the same kernel as macOS, I think. Like, I have an OpenBSD laptop. It kind of sucks because it can barely run anything because the drivers are horrible. But, you know. So init, and then we can pass in a packed scene. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Yeah, so we'll create a base pop-up, or base pop-up will be the wrapper for all of this stuff. And then, yeah. So base pop-up, and then we'll just pop-up centered ratio. Yeah. And then I just need to build out like the UIs at this point, I think. So also the Pirate Linux distributions, yes. I don't know why you would want to though. Like what's the point? Like if they're already like free and open source, like you could pirate RHEL if you wanted. Like RHEL is not free. If you wanted a free version of RHEL, like the source code is free, but you cannot legally use it to make money. But you totally could, because the Red Hat branding and some of the Red Hat software is it's trademarked, so you're not allowed to, I guess, redistribute it. I guess you can use it. I guess I don't really know how the licensing works there, but yeah, you could pirate a rel distribution. I don't know why you would want to though. Might as well just use Fedora or CentOS. It's not called CentOS anymore. It's called Alma Linux. Is that a thing? Yeah, Alma Linux. Yeah, which is based off of rel, or it's rel compatible. By the way, some people just don't know. I liked how one of the things was rel Linux, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. 10 out of 10. Like Manjaro. Manjaro is just Arch, right? It's Arch with an easy install, which I get, you know, I understand. I don't really have an opinion on Arch, I guess. Because it's like, if I wanted turns out I do have an opinion on Arch. So if I wanted... If I wanted to have a... if I wanted the latest and greatest software, I think I would just... I think I would just compile it myself. That's basically what I was trying to think of. Yeah, like I don't need someone else to package software for me, I guess. I think I would much rather just build it myself. So then at that point, the only thing that Arch really has over other things is, I guess the package manager is faster than DNF. Might be faster than apt. Yum is pretty fast by itself though, and I've never used Zypper. Find it the easiest to jump into? Yeah, maybe. I guess. I mean, have you tried Ubuntu? Or have you tried Pop OS? Pop OS is not bad. Pop OS, it does a lot of stuff for you. I usually turn off most of the package management daemons though. I don't like it when my system updates itself, which is why I kind of dislike Windows, but so it goes. I think I can do an add child in the init, and then it should just, yeah, then it adds it as a child in memory, and then when we call ready, yeah. Okay, so it needs to have a screen, and then it also needs to have a name associated with it. So, name. Ubuntu for smart TVs. I guess. I think a Linux kernel is probably a bit overkill for TVs. But, you know, that's just me. Windows dev users complaining hating Linux, but who made Git. Something, everything we do for them. I mean, you didn't write Linux. you didn't write Linux. Yeah. Like, Linux is alright. Linux is alright. But it's just another operating system. Firefox OS? Now that's an oldie. That's an oldie. I remember, yeah, Firefox OS and the Firefox phones. Yeah. Remember the Firefox phone? Remember the Facebook phone? Remember when Facebook was actually popular at one point in time? Man, those were the days. Window title and resizable should be true. So window title is equal to p name. Resizable true. Actually, all of these should be before we start adding stuff. Exclusive. Exclude pop-up exclusive true. Yes. J2ME phones, Symbian OS. Are you just like naming off like random OSs? Or just random like libraries? I can almost guarantee you I've got you beat. But I'm not actually that old. I just was really into was really into tech when I was a bit younger. I was more of a user than a developer. Yeah, because it wasn't until I got like halfway through university that like programming just kind of clicked. It used to be beforehand. I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I guess I want to go into insurance or whatever. Then I failed a bunch of the business exams. Cause like, all right, like, you know, because those exams are just like, all right, tell me about your BOP. Tell me your BOP special form A. I was like, I don't know, BOP, Business Owners Policy Special Form A, which is usually has to do with you're within a certain tax bracket or income brackets for your business, and then Form A usually has something to do with fire insurance or whatever. So, man, I don't need to like memorize this, right? I would not trust any insurance agent that just memorizes this. Getting ready for my first game jam. I'm going to do Iron Pixel Art, and the rest is going to be Bullet Hell. Yeah, Linux game jam. I think I might want to do the Bullet Hell one. I was looking at it because it's a decent amount of time. By the way, I was back in school. I couldn't make a program that would take a string I stood back at it. Yeah, I feel you. Also, here's my itch.io if you want to. Oh, it starts in a day. Let's join it. Look at that. I want to try it out. I at least want to try out that one thing I was showing you before, which is this thing. This might be of interest to you as well, Mighty Mochi Games, if you want to make a game. Not offering to team up though. I prefer to work solo. But I thought that this design pattern was neat, where they talk about how they optimized a bunch of bullets in Godot. But yeah, I learned Python back in like high school, but then I was just like, yeah, I can do Python. Made a text adventure. Then was like, I have no idea what I would want to do with this. Yeah. And then, I mean, that was pretty much it. I think this is exactly what I need, and then we'll go back to here. Oh, I still need to make the UIs, right? And then also, I don't want to just add a child. I think what I want to do, let me start doing this. So this is a window dialog. Take a look. I guess doesn't need to be full rected. Android open source project. Showing down the team up before I even start. Yeah, well, you know, I know how popular I am, so you know, just have to reject everyone as soon as possible, just in case. No, team and team. Yeah, well, no, it's called Team You Win because I'm a team of one. There's only the I in Team You Win. Not working on the Bullet Hell Jam for a couple of days because of the Toho Jam. You know, in the US, they call it the Toho Jelly. I'm sorry. I just thought because I kept saying jam. I said, huh. Let's see. Try to balance my schedule on them. Work on the Bullet Hell Jam a little and work on art. Seen that Bullet Hell thing before? Really smart. Yeah. Some good stuff. Some good stuff. I think if I wasn't making it for a jam, I would actually want to use this thing here. Just gonna continue showing off everything. Oh, thank you for the star. That's all I'm in it for, is the stars. Thank you very much. So this thing, this one will probably only be like desktop only, but it takes the same idea from the Bullet Hell thing that I posted, but instead of doing everything on a server, and still in GD scripts, this goes one step further and then does everything in Rust instead. So it uses Bevy ECS for the bullet stuff. Well, this doesn't do the bullet stuff. This is just Pong. But it uses Bevy ECS for the bullet stuff, and then everything is just controlled from Bevy. It's only 500 lines. So everything is just done via server on the Rust side. then only the GUI and the input handling is on the Godot side. And I guess also some of the placement stuff. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a VBox container. So will this automatically expand? Is this how this works? Let me see. If I need to... Does this expand itself by default? It does not. So this might need to... I mean, full rect is probably what I want. I'll need to think about it, but I'm pretty sure what I need is a panel container with a funny theme override as well. Panel container. Panel container. Maybe... Okay, so what we'll do is var panel container. Panel container new. Panel container. How do you set an override? Style. Custom styles. Oh, that's how you have to do it. You would have to do like set indexed. Yeah, that's kind of tough. And then it would have to be Was it custom styles? Hold on. Panel container theme override. This one's called custom styles panel, and then I'll need to pass in a style box flat. Custom styles panel var style box is a style box flat. Pass in the style box here. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. Close this, don't save. Base pop up. There we go, I think. Then this one is just add child. Panel container. And then this one is panel container. Add child. Yeah, there we go. Style box. So we have a few things here. So content margin. Oh, okay, so the content margin bottom 5. We'll do the same content margin for all the things. What am I doing? Content margin top, bottom, left, right. Maybe this should just be attached to something else. I'm so indecisive about how to do the pop-up thing. Window dialog. Yeah, I mean, it's, all right, give me the color. Give me the color and then we can figure it out from there. Whether or not it's a good idea or not. Alright, so there we go. There we go. Style box. Background color will be equal to color. Color from integer. No, from string. Yeah, no, get out of here. I think this is still okay. Don't save. This is probably still fine. Just need to learn how to do stage stuff, like how enemies move and how stuff ends. Well, Wouldn't you just have to? It would be based off of like some spawners, and then you can have spawners just initiate. It's almost like doing charting in your, in your favorite video game, FNF. So instead of like charting notes, you're just charting enemies instead. So it's the same idea across multiple genres, something like that. So base pop up. Where is it? Base pop up. Let me just try this really quick then. So settings, we'll do bar pop up, base pop up, new. So name, let's call this test for now. Pack scene. Oh no, I don't have any pack scenes to put into this. Just have a VBox and then we'll put a label into it. Test, something like that, and then we'll call it test text scene. All right, then we'll load in this thing. Yeah, pop up, and then hit it with an add child. Pop up. Yeah, one of these. Give this a try. Default runner. Oh geez, kind of lagged there. Okay, that's not so bad. It's kind of jank, and it also means that you cannot click on anything else, which I'm not sure why that's the case. Does it, or is it because, I don't really know. Where is this, where does this exist in terms of everything else? So yeah, it's on the menu bar. But then you're not able to click this. So something else is eating my input, but I'm not sure from where. I think the ability to resize might be kind of nice, and also being able to, save the positions as well. Let me see. Pop up centered. Is it because... So base pop up. So it pops up centered ratio. Window dialog. Properties, get close button, no. Base container, set as min size, no. Censored ratio, pop up, show the controller modal form in the center of the screen relative to the current canvas transform scaled at a ratio of the screen. I'm kind of excited to use Manjaro as my first Linux OS. I thought you used a few others. Like, aren't you currently running Endeavor, which is already Arch-based? Or wait, Endeavor was your first one, and then you moved off of it to something else? When I first started? I don't know. I don't remember, man. There's too many things to keep track of. There's too many things to keep track of. All right, give me another shot. I need to see what's going on here. So if we click on settings, go into here, default GUI, menu bar, and then we have all of this. So I can start messing with stuff here. So input pass on modal close click, question mark. Said first because I left Ubuntu for Windows. I'm still confused about your terminology, but you do you, I suppose. I don't think that's what first means. First means in any case. But you know. Okay, so that's not working how I think it works. Mouse filter. I'm pretty sure you don't want to pass. And also, it's still eating my input somehow. So I don't think it's this one. Is it the stuff inside of it? Like, is it this one? This one should be ignoring mouse input. So we can still click this. I want to use Manjaro, but I heard the team was doing a bit of Canonical and I lost interest in it quick. There's something wrong with Canonical, though. I mean, besides the entire Snap stuff, but, you know. Besides the entire Snap stuff and the other stuff. That's any company, right? So this is ignore. This is a button. Is it this one? I don't think it's this one. VBox container. Is it because when it's exclusive, it just eats the rest of the input? Is that how that works? So label should be just passing, or yeah, it should be ignoring. Data farming, ditching features, taking away features entirely from Manjaro. Well, it's because Manjaro is supposed to be like user friendly, right? Like, I think people get really up in arms about, like, you know, data harvesting and whatever. I think it's fairly okay, honestly. Like, the benefits generally kind of outweigh the detriments. As long as you're able to opt out of it, I don't really care. But, like, taking away features is also arguably a user-friendly thing, right? Because I know a lot of people, you know, when you show a bunch of options to them, they get very nervous. They panic. It's like, I don't know. What the heck is this supposed to do? You know? So ignore. So all of these are ignoring, but we're still not able to click anything here. So I wonder what is stopping me. Pass. Input pass on modal close click. How does this work? So we can click this now. We can click all this stuff. This button doesn't work anymore because it is that. The input pass on modal close click. Why can't I click anything? I've already disabled all the other GUI stuff. And then this stuff doesn't matter either. I guess this one needs to be maybe like that. Is that doing a thing? That's kind of tough. That's kind of tough because that kind of messes with my theory of doing things like this, where you could just have a bunch of pop-ups on screen, and then you can, you know, you click stuff, you can keep them like that, and then you just, you know, press escape to hide the GUI, show it again, etc. But this isn't working like how I thought it would work. I wish I knew which. Is there a thing in Godot to check which thing is eating my input? Like, is it default GUI that's eating my input? It's possible. Nope. Is it menu bar? Like, it's something to do with this, right? Well, once I close this, it goes away. Then I can start clicking on stuff again. Is it because of the... That's hard. That's hard. I don't really know. Show me the stuff. So pop-up exclusive. True, the pop-up will not be hidden when a click event occurs outside of it or when it receives the UI cancel action event. What if I do this? So instead of doing like add child, get pop-up, what if we just get parents? Add child. So we add it to the parents and then add it alongside. If there's like a thing that it's doing behind the scenes. No, okay. Well, maybe it's still doing a thing. It's possible. All right. So if I do this, so mouse filter ignore. That's weird, man. That's weird. How does pop-up exclusive work? Oh, and then that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. Oh, and also we're not able to change pop-up exclusive, I guess. I wonder how that works on the back end. Or is it because of the resizable thing? We turn that off. Nope. Pass. There's like another layer somewhere that's eating my input. Right? What if I do like a show behind parents? Will that do a thing? That doesn't make a difference, right? That only determines where it should be shown. There must be another thing in the scene tree that's not being shown here that is intercepting some input stuff. All right, let's give this a look. Let's give this a look. How many windows do I have open? All right, this is fair enough. So go to Godot engine Godot, or we can just look at my own Godot thing. It doesn't matter. 3x custom. Go into scene GUI. Was it pop-up? Was that what it was called? Pop-up. Pop-up. Okay. So this has pop-up, or is exclusive. Set exclusive. Yes. Exclusive. Yes. That's what we want. So set exclusive. Set exclusive. Okay. All right. Yeah. Exclusive. Show modal. What does show modal do? Show modal. Or is that like is that a thing that exists somewhere else? Oh, is that a control thingy? Okay. Okay, so we go to control. Does this have show modal enabled on it? Show modal. That's not how you spell it. Show model. Show modal. Okay. Okay. We're making progress, maybe. Show modal. Also want to model. Something I don't like about C++ is that you have separate header and like implementation files. Man. Like, I get it, you know, the header file is just your interface, so you don't actually need to skim through all of the implementation details. It's still annoying. Raise. Okay. GUI show modal. Get frames. Modal frame. Show modal. Is show modal something that I can interact with? Oh, you can. Show modal displays a control as a modal. Control must be a sub window. Modal controls capture the input signals until closed. Automatically hide. Modal controls are used extensively for pop-up dialogues and menus. Oh, okay. If exclusive is true, other controls will not receive input, and clicking outside this control will not close it. But that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Sorry, I've decided to stop standing up, and I'm now just kind of leaning on my chair. I guess, is there something I can override here then? So like on click or whatever. Or what is accept event? Okay. Marks it as handled. That's fine. Show modal. Probably don't need it. Grab focus. No. What am I looking for? Like what I want this to do is I want it to act like it's exclusive, as in when you click out of it, it won't like immediately like close it, I guess. Modal exclusive data.mi viewport GUI show modal this. Yeah, but it's not what we want. What is raise? What does raise do? We can still figure this out. Raise. All right. All right. Does that inherits from? That inherits from canvas item, right? Canvas item. Canvas item. No canvas item. That's good. Oh, because canvas item is not really a node. It's a core data object. That's tough. That's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. Oh, hello, Ken. Thank you very much for the lurk. Have a good lurk. I believe it's actually supposed to work like this, but my bot is broken. What happens if I redeem hydrate 5 times? Pretty sure it will just kill me in real life. So like I would not recommend doing that. How can one person be expected to drink 1 liter of water in 1 day? That is just inconceivable. Oh no, he's doing it. He's doing it. Don't do it. Do you really hate me that much? Oh. Sorry, I just spilled some of it on my chest. I'm starting to mentally degenerate back into like a small child. I need a sippy cup again. Only one time? Thank you, thank you. Pop-up exclusive. So we don't want this to be pop-up exclusive. But I think I do want to overwrite. I think I do want to overwrite any other commands, maybe? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? So in any control, I can override GUI inputs, and then also overwrite, or not overwrites, but handle the various signals. Various commands type help. Oh, the bot is a little outdated. It's actually help. Thank you very much. The bot's a little jank, to be sure. Emitted when a modal control is closed. So how do I intercept that? So show modal. Let me see. Follow age? What's follow age? Is that like a standard nightbot or moobot command? Okay. Well, unfortunately, I do not have nightbot or moobot. I only have the bot that I wrote. Yeah, there's all kinds of weird things. Does this work? Roll lol. It does work. It's not really a real number though. Let me see. Show. Is there like a hide modal? Is there like a hide modal thing that I can override? Like, which ones of these are... Oh, those are the only virtual functions. Okay. 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 So make custom tooltip. No. Can drop data. None of this really matters. What's clips input? Virtual to be input by a user. Returns whether GUI input should be not be called for. Input will be clipped. Virtual method. Virtual method to be implemented by the user. Returns whether GUI input should not be called for children controls. Wait. What? Returns whether GUI input should not be called. So it's a double negative? How does this work? Returns whether GUI input should not be called for children controls outside this controls rectangle. Input will be clipped to the so we don't want it. Wait. Okay. So is that... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so bring me back to Godot. Godot. I think I got it. So we go to scene, control, oh, that's GUI. Then bring me to control. And then clips input. What is the standard implementation? Clips input. All right, well. Oh, here we go. Clips input. Yeah, there we go. Get singleton clips inputs. Return false. Okay. So if get script instance, so we look for the standard implementation. Okay. Otherwise it's false, but then this also just has a lot of the standard notifications that you can have. Okay. So what if can't I just override one of these if I want? So notification, modal close? No. Modal close. This just emits the signal. It doesn't actually do anything for me. That's kind of tough. I'm trying to... I want it to be an exclusive thingy. Right? Like, I want it to be a pop-up exclusive, but I also don't want it to, you know, prevent other things from being clicked. So, because the problem, right, is that when you click on main, don't click on that. When you click on settings, right, it disables your input for everything, which is essentially the same thing as having it clip your input, which I don't want to happen. That's tough, man. That's tough. Show modal. And then show modal is doing a thing. Get viewport GUI show modal to this. Get frames drawn. Where does it use? Data modal exclusive. Where is this used then? This is only used here. Oh, that's the default. Where is modal exclusive used elsewhere? There's nothing about it. It's worse when you get a pop-up and dragging the pop-up to the top of the screen maximizes the backing window. Is that... what do you mean? Randomize minion doesn't randomize the minion? No, it did. It's just that you rolled the same minion twice. Because it's true random. It's true random, so you are able to randomize into the same thing. Otherwise, it would only be pseudo-random. It's true random, not pseudo-random. Yeah. Worst when you get a pop and drag, then pop to the top of the screen maximizes the backing window. Does that mean like when you drag it up like this, it then maximizes this window here? Not necessarily. Well, it depends on what you... No, yeah, it's true random because you can randomly roll, right? If you want to be specific about it, that you are asking for random with no repeats. So you need to, I guess, more specifically define what kind of roll are you looking for. Are you looking to roll with no repeats, or are you looking to just roll randomly? You know, is rolling a dice and then rolling six ones in a row, is that random? Not really as bad behavior, so don't worry about it. Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder if I do... What if I do this? So we do... Oh. Func clips input. So we just force it to be false, maybe? That might not be correct now I'm thinking about it, but... Alright, now it's 100% clipping the input, which I don't want. Please. Why are you like this? Alright. What about true? Nope. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What if I do turn off pop-up exclusive question mark? I'm just trying to... Yeah, like I don't want that to happen. Right, so if you go into this screen, what I want it to happen is this, and you can still click on other stuff as well. I don't want it to close. Heavens and ocular under gnome at the very least. Interesting. Interesting. I did not know that. I also don't know what to do for that then. Because it's on Linux, right? So Linux just kind of does its own thing, really. So trying to do stuff for every distribution, kind of tough. Kind of tough. Godot works on Linux, right? Yeah. Well, it's the problem of it's hard to build in specific workarounds for every DE. That's what I guess that's probably more correct, right? That's something that I'm unwilling to do. Okay. Let's think of something else then. So I don't think I want this to be pop-up exclusive, but I do want this to GUI input. Is there any way for me to override? Yeah. Here's the idea I was kind of rolling around in my head. So what if you do like you just keep track of mouse entered and mouse exited? Then if you ever click out of it while your mouse is exited, what you could do is just prevents it from being closed. So like you disable, can you make it non-modal? Well, is there a way to make it non-modal? Modal? Show modal? Modal closed? Modal close? Show modal? Input pass on modal enables whether input should propagate when you close the control as modal. Wait. That's probably not what I want. Input pass, sure. Show modal false, but no, because that just makes it exclusive. So, and then show modal is already called by default on... Show modal is already called by default by window dialogues. Where is window dialogue? Pop-up. Pop-up. Give me the pop-up. I know you can search, but I'm committed now. This is not it. Set as top level. Ooh, set as top level true. What's modal? I think modal does nothing. I actually don't know. Yeah, show modal. Yeah, when you pop up, modal means we can look it up. Here, I think it's at the bottom here. Displays the control as a modal. Control must be a sub-window. Modal controls capture the input signals until closed or the area outside them is accessed. Yeah, so I don't really know how to do that. Like, I think using pop-ups is the correct solution. I just need to figure out how to do it correctly. So show modal false is probably not what I want. Focused. I guess I can do focused, maybe. But then wouldn't I need to undo set exclusive? What I'm thinking, right, is I can connect to maybe not focus entered or focus exited, but maybe like mouse entered. Something like that. And then mouse exited. Right? And then based off of that, I can then disable the exclusive thingy, maybe? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not. But what you can do is mouse entered. So on mouse entered, pop up is exclusive is false. Wait, is that correct? Wait. I guess I don't need to do these as two separate functions, but that's fine. Pop up exclusive true, is that correct? And then this might allow me to... Wait, no. Hold on. That's not right. Right? That's not correct at all. I just gotta test it. Yeah, no. That's just the normal behavior of not exclusive. Is exclusive. Very confused. Yeah. Because if I reverse it, then this is just the wrong behavior. Right? So if you do settings, wait, no, this is the same. No, what? It should be connected. Ooh. Oh no, we'll add a print. Exited. One of these settings. Yeah, so we can see that we're entering and exiting. Yeah. So that's not... What does set as top level do? What is set as top level? It's called a few times. What is C? C is a control, so that's a control method, probably. Hopefully it's not a canvas item thing. Control. Set as top level. Set as top level. Set as top level. Set as top level. It's a canvas item method. Okay. Canvas item in this repository. Can you just use show and set position rather than pop up to make it non-modal? It seems all pop-up methods, but you have to pop up though, right? I think you have to pop it up. Otherwise wait. Maybe you don't? Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you don't need to pop up. I've never really thought about that, but maybe it might not be in the sensor. Yeah, you know what? I've never considered that. Maybe you don't actually need to pop up and it just won't be modal anymore. Nope. Oh, now it's not censored. Okay, hold on. Does pop-up inherit from something? Pop-up inherits from control? Pop-up inherits from control? Well, pop-up inherits from... Pop-up. Yeah, control. Control inherits from canvas item, etc. So we can show it. Yeah, show the control in modal form, and then I just need to stretch it out in the middle somehow. Yeah. So then is there a way to unmodal it? I guess, like, how am I supposed to manipulate the pop-up then? Or is there a way to center a control just like that? No. Yeah, is there like a function to just center a control? So we could do like a rect global position, and that might be the, yeah, so rect global position is equal to get viewports psi, or I guess it could be get viewport rect, right? Get viewport rect. Get viewport rect is a rectangle, isn't it? Yeah, as a rect 2, and then I want to grab the size divided by 2. How's pop-up center it? I guess we could look. Pop-up centered. Not seeing it. Okay. It's centered. If centered and check if sounds it was set position. Okay, so set position, bounds position. I don't really know, but we'll figure it out. There's an equation, so I can just copy that maybe. Yeah, that looks okay, I guess. But that means I need to handle this stuff manually. I guess this will work, and then you still have access to all the other stuff. That's kind of painful, isn't it? What does modal do? What does modal do again? I keep closing the control thingy. Bring me back to control. Show modal. Show modal. That's why are you like this? Why are you like this? Like I want to. Okay. Let's stop whining about it. Let's actually do it. So set size. Where do I get the bounds? So this is pop-up centered ratio. Then this calls underscore pop-up using the rect. Okay, let's do that. Modal, focus, and exclusive. Yeah. Pop-up centered calls show modal, which is the fancy part, I suppose, right there. Yeah, I guess if you want to look at the same thing I'm looking at, this is what I'm looking at. That's kind of tough though. Would a separate window be better? What do you mean a separate window? So unfortunately, Godot 3 does not have the ability to show a separate window. In Godot 4, it can create multiple windows because I think they've changed how the renderer works, so you can have different contexts. But at Godot 3, it's a bit limited. Yeah, that's if I had the ability to create a separate window, I would create a separate window. But unfortunately, this is what I got to work with. Because Godot 4 is not ready for sure. Like, I think the earliest I would expect a beta to come out, probably start of winter. Winter probably, so like earliest would be December. I remember like last year someone was arguing with me on stream. They're like, no, they're gonna get like an alpha out like within the next month, and it was like last October. I was like, that's absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, there's only alpha releases right now, but the alpha releases are still kind of jank, and there's a lot of things that are still being changed. Like it's in progress, but it's just not ready. All right, so let's do what they're doing. So we do. So rect is a rect2. No, that's not how you create a new rect. Rects are actually just these things. And then var size, window size. Okay, this is pretty much what I'm doing. So get viewport rect size. Can you not do that? Method size, oh, it's just a property. And I think if Godot, if at least like a Godot 4 beta was out, I think I would be rewriting this in that. But, you know. Gotta work with what you got. So the ratio, and then we'll floor it. Rect dot position is the window size minus the rect size times get scale. Ooh. Get scale. No. I think the scale is fine. We just won't worry about it, I suppose. Divided by 2, and then we'll floor it. And then this is... These are the bounds. So how do I set the size? GR. Great. Get wrecked. What does GR stand for? So pop up, centered, true. Set position is the rect global position is rect position, and then the rect size is equal to rect size. That's, I probably don't need these in-betweens if I can just directly set it right here. Aborted. Grr. What? Yes, I agree. 100%. Okay, well, there we go. I think that works. It's kind of jank, but that's fine, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty much like a direct translation from here, but I'm for it, I guess. Yeah, I think this is fine though. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. And then the rect size, I think I want to do something like this. So rect size dot x times equals, we'll make it kind of thin. So this is actually somewhat more optimal in this case, maybe? Yeah. Oh, and then the position also needs to be wiggled over. Okay, so rect size. So we'll floor it and then times, well, hold on. Rect size times equals 0.5. Something like that, maybe? Like what I'm envisioning is that, yeah. Ooh. Isn't that the wrong? Oh, rec size X. Yeah, there we go. So keep the same. Yeah, I want it to be long. Yeah, something like that, right? That's not bad. I think that's pretty good. Then I just need to fill it in with the rest of the stuff. Then I just need to fill it in. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I will be live tomorrow. What day is today? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, working on this again. I think I'm getting pretty close to a system that is not horrible. Yeah. Give me a follow if you haven't already. You know, there is a Discord. There is my GitHub. Where you can find all the code. Everything is just pushed there anyways. I guess I should actually push the code for this one. Not this one. Actually, but I'm still working on this. Don't worry. OpenCFace. GD. Refactor super cleanup. Okay, so git restore assets. Is that what we want? Yeah. What else? Let's get rid of test text scene. It's kind of jank. Where is it? Comment this out. Hit me with a pass. Test. Delete. We're getting close. Yes, burn your points, Mighty Mochi. I'm about to go offline. But you do you. So git add all. Oh no, another hydrate. All right. I've drank 3/4 of a liter this stream. Feeling pretty good. Probably a good time to also stop streaming so I can go to the restroom. Use them before you go. Thank you, much appreciated. So let me push everything. Get status. Initial implementation for pop-ups. Done. We'll push it. So if you are interested in anything that you've seen here, let me just drop a link to the repository. Everything is just on this branch here, the refactor super cleanup branch. Look at that. I'm saving my points for a pivot. Oh no. It's very scary. The idea that one day someone might use the pivot thing to, I guess, force me to do something else. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I'll be live tomorrow, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Join the Discord. Give this project a star on GitHub, please. The only thing I ask. Yeah. I guess goodbye. Later.